you so happy? My hair so nappy, had an afro, Jackson 5. I let these hoes know I been dope, I been broke, but now I'm dripping like egg, I'm the yolk. They say I'm pimping cause I rock a fur coat. Got shade in the stew, so you know the beat dope. Face so sweet, I'ma let it soak.
Hey guys, what's good? It's Arsenal versus Brighton today, home game. Team sheet news, big one today. I think Arteta has looked at everything and thought to himself, you know what, if I'm going to win the league this year, it's not going to be with Martinelli. Because Martinelli is dropped, and quite frankly, you can't say that the boss is being ruthless, can you? You can't say that he didn't give him a chance. Sorry guys, there's a lot of helicopters and everything going around here, which is normal for match day. Pretty noisy, normal for match day. So sorry about the noise in the background. But yeah, you cannot say that Mikel Arteta has not given Martinelli his chance. He started the first 2 games. You got to prove to me that you want to be a starter in this team. You got to prove to me that you can get done what I need you to do. And the measurement is Saka on the other side. I always say that. You look at the first 2 games, Saka 2 assists, 1 goal. Those are the expectations when you're going for a title run. Those are the expectations. That's what Arteta expects of you. And in the first 2 games, Martinelli, not has he been productive, but he's just looked lost defensively, and then he's just lost possession countless times. I made some examples of when he had the ball in possession trying to take on a defender, and he kicks the ball out of touch 3 times. He overruns himself, he outplays himself on the ball, and things like that. You need to be more tidy, you need to be more productive. You need to have some creativity to your game, and Martinelli just doesn't have that. I just got some view here, guys. Pub's starting to fill up. The time is 11:30, so the team sheet is already out, and really there's no change except for Martinelli and Trossard. Leandro Trossard comes in today not with a point to prove, because he's already scored 14 goals last season, and he scored last week when he came on. But it just means things are going to be really airtight now. And you've got 4 quality wingers now. You've got Saka, Raheem Sterling, Martinelli and Trossard. That's how you go into a season for a title run. We have a lot of speed, pace, goals, everything in there. And it's really up to the boss now. What do you want to do? Who goes over to that right-hand side to back up Saka? Who starts on the left-hand side? I've always felt Trossard was more of a kind of a Foden type player, a Smith Rowe type player who excels in the box. So there's no real, you can call it a positional 8 if you want. It's not conventional to play on the wing. So I don't really know what you want to call it, a free reign. But that's kind of how Foden and those guys work. Trossard likes to be around the box, use his intelligence, the creativity, to really pump up Arsenal's firepower, and that's where we want him. Doesn't really excel when you put him far left, doesn't have the moves, doesn't have the pace, the first step to take on and beat a defender. I mean, he's adept there, but he's not really what you want. He's not that kind of dominant guy. When you look at Raheem Sterling, he goes past players, that's what he does. Full of trickery, pace, speed, creativity and goals. And that's what Arsenal are going to get from him. That's what we're missing with Martinelli. So it's no shock. Don't really want you lot to be upset with the fact that Martinelli's on the bench. It is what it is, and it was a long time coming, especially what happened last season. And so Trossard takes his rightful place. And look, we've got some big games coming up. Man City, Liverpool, Spurs. You want your best players in the best positions to give you the maximum impact. And so I think that Arteta's done that today. Look, it's going to be a tough game, guys. It's going to be a tough game. Brighton are never easy, but I just think right now Arsenal are just unstoppable in their form, and I'm still going for a 3-0 score to Arsenal, probably dependent on how Brighton set up. Brighton never normally come here and just park the bus. They just don't do that. They're a team that likes to express themselves. We've seen what they've done this season, and they've been really adapted to what they've been doing. So I think that we're looking for a quality game, but it's going to be one of those, isn't it? If you come out with your balls green and you want to bring the game to Arsenal, Arsenal could really punish you and torture you. And I think that that's the danger that Brighton have today. if they're going to come out and express themselves, and Arsenal will seriously expose them at the back. So maybe they're going to approach the game with sort of a carefulness to their build-up play and playing out the back, and then maybe not try to press Arsenal too much. Because as I said, these days, Arsenal playing the ball out the back, very press resistant at the moment with David Raya back there. So let's see how this one goes. I'm still going with 3-0. Going to try and meet up with Fat Freddy at the moment now. So I've got a present for him. I've got a gift to him, so I can't wait for him to see that. So I'll catch up with you guys later, man. Peace out, everybody. Hey guys, it's Arsenal 1, Brighton 0. It's a little bit of a scruffy game. We knew coming into this that Brighton was going to be physical, holding their shape really well. They do play that high line, which I think kind of works against them. But I think overall, Arsenal have really deserved to be leading. They've been the better team, and they've been very expressive, really working that right-hand side well. Great support for Saka. And what Arsenal have been able to do is load that right-hand side and then switch it to the left on Trossard. Saka now, his third assist in 3 games, and that's to go with a goal. But the finish from Kai Havertz, really talking about a striker who's in form. 10 games, Havertz has 8 goals and 5 assists. Only Haaland can better that. And so Arsenal fans, screaming for a striker, you've actually got one here in your own backyard. And that's really what's working for Arsenal. His hold-up play has been exceptional. A lot of long balls from Raya today because Brighton are not really coming at us. They're not showing too much press. They're holding their shape because of that high line. So they don't want to stretch out and press the goalkeeper and leave gaps in between, which Arsenal can expose. So Brighton's playing a very conservative game in regards to what they're doing in their tactics. I'm guessing that the second half is going to have to be different for them. They're going to have to come out a little bit because Arsenal are quite happy to be content with the game being played at this pace. So look for Brighton to be a little bit more expressive. I think Trossard's done well. He's offered quite a lot defensively as well. Declan Rice, though, I have to say, really struggling to get into this game. At times, when the ball is being pressed on the left-hand side, he's in the wrong position. He looks a little bit lost, and he's just not getting as involved as you would like. Saliba again a little bit sloppy with passes back there, but overall Thomas Partey is exceptional in the midfield, just holding off 2 to 3 players, able to transition the ball, taking care and just managing the game from that perspective in the midfield. Really like what he's doing today. It's been a really good start for the season for Thomas Partey, but little injury worry for Martin Odegaard. Took a knock after about 10 minutes, after 20 minutes still trying to run it off. Arteta signalling to him, no, need you to run it off. We're not changing anything. And this really hits home the concerns that we had with Martin Odegaard. You sell a Fabio Vieira, you sell a Smith Rowe, and now you've got no real number 10 to go in there if something happens to Odegaard. You really have Jorginho and Ethan Nwaneri, the only guys that can pick up that slack. So little concern there. I think we left ourselves a little bit exposed on the number 10 role. In regards to the striker, if Havertz goes on, Martinelli will come in and take that place. He now is the reserve striker. So I think things are working really well. We've got Moreno with his arm in a sling, watching the game, and shout out to my cuz Raheem Sterling. He's really enjoying today. But it's been pretty much run-of-the-mill performance by Arsenal. Not great by any means. A little bit sloppy in possession, but I think we're just doing the right things at the right time to get this result. David Raya again looking ultra solid at the back there. Just looking for us to sort of hope that Brighton come at us a little bit more, and that will open up the game. That will be able to have us find those gaps, and then we should probably 2 or 3-0 see this game out. Speak to you guys at full time. Right guys, it's Arsenal 1, Brighton 1. Both teams remain unbeaten, and both teams really should feel aggrieved about the result today. So we're going to talk about it. So second half all starts when Declan Rice and Veitman are in the corner. Declan Rice kicks the ball, Veitman then goes in, a rash challenge on Rice, And so we all think that the referee's going to come over and book Vetman. But what happens initially is that he comes over and then he gives Declan Rice a red card. Now, absolutely terrible. I mean, the officiating today was awful. And I think what they're going to do now is they're obviously going to bring this to the FA. Because it's 2 yellows, I don't think there's much that they can do. If this was a straight red, they'll be able to get it rescinded, and then Declan Rice would be able to make the Spurs game. But as it is now, there's not much they can do about it. Another bit of bad news is Jurrien Timber goes down with the knee injury where he had the operation. So that's now Arsenal players starting to fall down like flies at the moment. So I really wish Jurrien Timber recovers from that, but the signs are not good. There is the same knee that he had the operation on, so we just have to wait. I'll probably get some news on Monday about the scans, so I'll keep you guys covered. But it just capitulated from there. And look, I just want to say how poor the refereeing was, and that really was the tail of the tape today. I don't think Arsenal deserved this, not at all. They were cruising ahead with the goal from Havertz. That's now Havertz's 8th goal in the last 10 games with 5 assists as well. So it's insane, right? He started 16 games as Arsenal striker, scored 11 goals and got 6 assists. Only Haaland can better that. Yet you still have Arsenal fans out there begging for a striker when they've got one right on their doorstep. Does make you laugh, doesn't it? But in regards to what we saw in the second half, just a tale of Keystone Cups refereeing. It just poor officiating. I do want to say 2 standout performances in this game. Bukayo Saka just absolutely on it today. Tremendous footballing IQ. Just the way how he's flowing, taking the ball, setting up Trafford, back defending and supporting the line. Just a tremendous game. But my man of the match today is going to go to Thomas Partey. Absolutely the rock of this Arsenal midfield. Just one of those things that just totally controlled the game against 2 or 3 midfielders, completely dominant in transition, helping the back line in protection. A complete game from Thomas Partey. Makes you wonder, the guy's walking away next season for free. So I really don't know what they're going to do. And will he stay fit? That's another question. I think Arteta got it right. I sat down in the chair and I was telling the guys in my section all of the substitutions he should be making, and one by one Arteta did every single one. So credit to Mikel Arteta. I think he managed the game in a very difficult way. Brighton really struggled when we had them on the ropes. They played at high line. They couldn't press because we would expose those spaces in between. So as soon as the red card was there, it was open season for Brighton, and they were coming at us. Also, big respect to David Raya today. 3 massive saves from Raya. He even saved the shot on the goal. Obviously, we weren't there to rebound. It was put in by Pedro on that spot that Declan Rice should have been occupying on a penalty spot. So Raya, fantastic game. Distribution elite, saves, everything you want from David Raya. Coming out on crosses, really helping and supporting the back line. But the story's going to be about Declan Rice today, regardless of what happens. And I think the referee got it wrong, but Arteta's still not going to be happy with that. He's just not going to be happy with any sign of his players getting those red cards. He doesn't have a history of that as well. So you got to give and take a little bit here. And did we really need to win this game? You come out with a draw, fair enough. But your battle's going to be against Spurs, City and Liverpool. You win those games and that's going to put you top of the table. This game, I'll give and take it. As I said, both teams remain unbeaten. And if you go out and you beat Spurs next week, you go out and you beat City and Liverpool, that's your job. So listen, them guys are in the studio now. I'm going to rush on and join them, and I'll catch you guys later. Peace out, guys.
We made it this far, so I can't complain. Let's take